Hello guys, what's up? Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you're watching this video from and when you're watching this video. If you have seen this video I created, yeah. Now this video was done on Blender using practically everything you see here is they are free assets, right? And I'm going to show you how to just do yours in a few minutes. So we're going to be using two things. Number one, Blender, and we're going to be using a particular website called Mixamo. Yeah. So if you go to your browser and you open Mixamo, just type in mixamo.com. Now when you go to mixamo.com, if you are not if you've not used it before, you will need to like sign up. It's free. Sign up is free, so you just sign up and you have access to it. Now when you sign up and you have access to it, you're going to be opened with this particular dashboard or this particular page. Now there are two things you are going to note. We have character and we have animations, right? So character being that there are free characters here that you can use for your project, and animations, there are thousands of animations here you can use for your project. So let's quickly jump right into it. So I'm going to show you how to do something very simple and free stuff. Again, if you are new to Blender, try your best to like learn the basics. This is just me just freestyling, right? You get what I'm saying? So yeah, let's say I want to just do something very simple. I'm sure you would have seen this guy in some of my design animation, right? Sometimes I don't really go through the stress of but yeah, let me look for one particular one to use. Let me just say I used this particular guy. So it says proceed with this new character. Your previous character will not be saved. Yes, use this character. So very simple. In few minutes your character will be loaded here. Just give it a few minutes. I said few minutes, few seconds. So yeah, our character just finished loading. Let me see if I can switch my network so that it can be faster, because again it's a web-based platform. So yeah, all right, let me see if I can switch, so I have like, okay, so let's hope that it runs faster now. All right, let's assume it's still loading, right? So the next thing you want to then do is bring in give it an animation. So what you want to then do is just come down to animation, and several animation will load up. So as you can see, we have several animation depending on which one you're looking for. But let's say I'm looking for fight, something that has to do with like a fight pose or a fight animation, something like that. Okay, so you can see something like this, you can see something like this. I want one where it jumps or something. Okay, let's just use this one because of our time. All right, I think I didn't load this character well. Sorry, let's go back to the beginning. Let's go back to choosing a character. So let me choose this one, right? All right, now it has loaded the textures and everything. Now again, you can see that it is still retaining that previous animation we added. Now when you see this and you like this, you can look at this particular settings here. Anticipation means it's going to be slightly slow, just a bit slow kind of, but I want it to be fast, like it's not like I can box. Now hit height. So if I bring it up, that means it's going to raise his hand up, and if I bring it to the middle, it's more or less like a center kind of vibe. So I'm just going to put it somewhere at the top here. All right, so overdrive means it's going to be very fast. So, and very slow is, when you reduce the overdrive, it's going to be slow, extremely slow. But we want it to be fast, but not too fast, because now it looks Yeah, not too fast. All right, this is fine. So you can also increase the character arm space, but again, you just have to look for something that works for you. All right, so now that we have this, you can this time this total frames, we currently have 74 total frames. That is going to run 34 74 total frames. So let's say, for example, we have 30 frames per second. 74 total frames means it's going to run 74 divided by 30. That's about about 2 seconds. So it's going to run for 2 seconds. So most times I'm always increasing it from minus 50 to 150, and that's about 200 frames per second. So it just keeps running, it keeps running. So it's usually like around 10 seconds or less, about 10 seconds, right? So when you are done with this, right, the next thing you want to then do is go to download, and you're going to download as FBX binary, and you download that with skin as well. And frames is 30 frames per second, and just leave this keyframe reduction as none. Then you download your file. So I'm going to show you how it works. So after downloading, just give it, depending on your network. As you can see, my network is very slow, so 5 MB will take a few seconds to load. But yeah, it's done already. So the next thing you want to do is open Blender. So when you open Blender, I am going to show you how to use like free tools to just create a very nice scene. So when you open Blender, if you are using the latest version, you will see something like this, and you can just select all these using your mouse button. Again, this is not a Blender tutorial. I've not started the Blender tutorial, but this is not a Blender tutorial. It's just to show you what you can do with Blender. So when you select all this, just delete. Now to bring in that file, just go to File, Import, and look for FBX, and you select FBX. Now your file must have been saved on your download, so you just scroll down to your download and you'll see punching bag. So just select punching bag and look for amateur, and just make sure that this is not checked. Most times your own will be checked, so just make sure it is unchecked. So now that we have this, just press import FBX. Now when you import it, automatically it brings it here straight, and it's good to go. Now it's currently on solid viewport shading. If I go to the materials, you can see our stuff is ready to go. And if I press play, even if you look down, you will see your animation is loaded already. So if I press play, you can see that our animation is running, right? Now if I go to my render engine and I choose cycles and GPU compute, and I select this rendered version, you can see it's very dark, and that's because there's no light at the moment. So if I press Shift A and I introduce light, let's just introduce point light, right, and I bring it up here, and I scale it, and I go to, if you go to your light data here, let me bring this here. If you select your light or your point light, and you go to your light data here and you choose 1000, it's going to be very bright. It's not too bright. You choose 10,000, right? All right, so let me choose radius as, okay, now it is too bright. So let's go back to 1000. So I'm going to bring this up. Yeah, there are better ways to do your lighting, but this is just to quickly show you what you can do. So if I play, now the reason why it is loading like this is because it is in the rendered view, right? So yeah, if I choose this material, you can then see it's still faster and all. And yeah, probably in the next tutorial I'm going to show you how to then go about animating it and all. But yeah, if this resonates with you, give me a like, a share, and comment, and also subscribe, and I'm going to see you next time.